college leadership team, staff, students, and parents. We make especially welcome to our special guest who is with us this evening, Mr. Sean Spence, Fan Engagement and Community Manager for the West Tigers. The college appreciates you giving up your time to be with us here tonight. I now call forward Cody Salter and Lindsay Munro in acknowledgement of country, which will lead us into prayer.
We pause to remember the uniqueness of this place. We honour and respect the generations of the Thurrock people who held this land in the dreaming.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Jesus said, I am the light of the world. Our candle is lit as a symbol of his presence with us. Thank you, God, for the many gifts you have given us. Help each one of us to take time to recognise the gifts you have given us and work always at developing those gifts. May we be willing to reach out to others and share our blessings. Amen. Saint Marcel and Champagne, pray for us. Mary, our good mother, and let us always remember to.
Thank you, Lindsay and Cody. We have over 200 boys receiving awards this evening for their contribution to the co-curricular life of the college. It's truly something to celebrate. Students will be presented tonight with certificates of participation, medals, and trophies for the Player of the Year and outstanding performances. Each year coordinator will mention the following acronyms throughout the evening, and I'll explain them now. MCS, the Metropolitan Catholic Schools Competition, in which we compete in on each Thursday. CCC, the Combined Catholic Colleges Competition that MCS representatives enter into. They compete for state positions against combined high schools, combined associated schools, greater public schools, and other school competitions. ISA, the Independent Schools Association that we play in on Saturdays for basketball and rugby union. We are very lucky to have this evening with us Sean Spence. Mr. Spence is currently the Fan Engagement and Community Manager for the West Tigers, and is also an old boy of the college. Please welcome Mr. Spence and Mr. Brennan to the stage.
Thanks very much, Jack, and I echo the welcome of Jack to Sean, welcoming back to our college this evening. You've got a mouthful of a title, being the Fan Engagement and Community Liaison Advising Person on the committee. What's that actually mean?
Oh, I would just run the club. No, it's I generally split my role into two parts at the Tigers. So I manage everything that happens on game day. So all the marketing, ticketing, promotions, entertainment around game day, and I also manage everything we do in the community, which is the really rewarding part for myself and the part I really enjoy. And every time we come into a school, every time we work with a charity, raising awareness for some really good causes, I get to be a part of that.
I'll touch on that a little bit more in a moment, but what I'm interested in, I think a lot of the people who read the Sunday papers would be interested in, was yesterday there was an article about West Tigers and the toxic culture that exists there. What wasn't said in your introduction, you obviously are a former NRL first grader with both the West Tigers and Penrith, and we'll touch on that in a moment also. But to read that article yesterday, opinions, thoughts?
I was actually really shocked and really disappointed. I've only been at the club for 12 months in the role I'm in now, and I can guarantee you that the culture is really, really good. We've got a brand new staff there, and we do acknowledge that in 2015 we were let down in a few areas in terms of our welfare. To the extent of what the Sunday Telegraph wrote, I don't think so. But we have improved, and we're actually number 2 now in the welfare department in the whole NRL. And 2 weeks ago, we raised a lot of money and a lot of awareness, and had 500 people that sit down dinner raising money and awareness for Beyond Blue, which is our major charity partner. So in my eyes and what I see every day, the culture is fantastic. I think sometimes, unfortunately, especially with some media outlets, you have to sort of pick and choose what you believe, as we all know. But to have that brought up out of the blue really was very disappointing for the club, and something we're not overly happy with. But you know, we'll truck on knowing that everything we're doing is right.
I guess a good message for the parents and the boys out here is don't believe everything you read in the paper. As you said, it was something that the club acknowledged back in 2015 as an area that needed development, and certainly took great strides forward last year, or this year, to ensure that that had been addressed. So again, a good message there, and I know there's been things in the media about all sorts of things, including this college and other things that really it's worth asking a second question or actually asking a source other than somebody trying to make $2.50 a Sunday on a newspaper. However, on a far brighter note, the first grade side came back to training today, and one of the lead stories, which is a great counter-argument, I guess, for West Tigers, was Jamal Idris arriving at the club and having his first day. How was it?
Yeah, he's really good. You know, it was his first public day, but he's been training really hard behind the scenes for 5 weeks. Jamal's a really good friend of mine. I was with him at the Penrith Panthers, and you know, one of my closest friends when I went through some dark times there. He was one that really looked after me. And he looks the best I've ever seen him. He's training the house down. His mental attitude, which is half the battle with all of us, but especially Jamal, is really, really good. And I think we're going to see the best of him. I think he now realises that he's got one chance, as we all do. We only get one chance to have a crack and reach your potential, and I think he's finally realising that.
I know he was often said, you know, he made it playing for Australia, he played for New South Wales, and he did it when he was fat. And I'm quoting him there. What sort of shape is he in?
He's his best shape I've ever seen him, which is not saying much because he's never been in good shape. But the times he's running and everything he's doing is fantastic, and his body's holding up really well, which again is probably a benefit of him losing a few kilos. And yeah, as I said, you know, he's one of our leading trainers at the moment, and he's doing everything in his power, and that's all we can ask for him, that he gives 100%.
Excellent. Now, talking about you, Sean, you arrived here from Griffith High School in 2007. I know it was said, and I don't believe it, but you were well known and on first-name basis with some of the local constabulary in Griffith, and the decision was made for the best interest of you to get out of town and come to boarding school. And obviously through your prowess as a rugby league player, you had the opportunity, and you came to this school to be educated and to get a chance to play. Sean's story, and I won't share too much, I'll give Sean the opportunity to do that, but he came here with a goal. He was very driven about wanting to go to university. He had I still remember his goal was to get about 70 to 75 ATAR, which would be enough to get into something at university, which is his goal. Unfortunately, Sean was injured in pre-season of year 12 or towards the end of year 11 and had to miss a season of serious football. He did still play a little bit of footy for the school, but he put his head into his books. And no one more so than Sean, I think, was surprised in December, in the second week of December, when he got his ATAR. Again, his goal was 70. I can't remember the score, Sean, but I know you can.
It was 95.8. So, thank you.
What was the secret?
Oh, the secret with, I think I can sum up the secret in terms of where I got to in my football career and when I got to my schooling career was all down to hard work. As a footballer, I knew very early on that I was never going to be the most talented player on the field, but I knew that there was no one on the field or training paddock at all that would ever train harder than me. I used to wake up on Christmas morning while everyone was sleeping and go for a run just so I knew that I was doing a bit more than everyone else. And the same was in my studies. We had a 3-hour allotted study time in year 12, but I made sure I just did that little bit more than everyone else and really pushed myself to the limit. So there's no real secret, or I wish I could give you all a secret of how to do so well, but it's purely down to hard work and getting through some tough times and really finding a focus.
You turned the negative into a positive in year 12, obviously academically, but also off the field and socially. What things did you do in year 12 that will stay with you as far as fond memories go?
Yeah, I think I've got my fondest memories are at this college, and I always look back on it, and not only the lessons I learnt, which I'll touch on in a little bit, but all the friends I made and all the opportunities I got to take. Unfortunately, a little bit of the time I was here, I had my blinkers on, and all I wanted to do was play NRL football, and all I wanted to do was focus on rugby league. Looking back on that time, I wouldn't change it because obviously I was determined to make that step, and I made it. But I'd really encourage everyone here to take every opportunity you can, whether it be in anything you're doing, agriculture, chess, sport, whatever it is. I'd really just suggest that you make the most of every opportunity, because the people you meet and the opportunities you learn and the lessons you learn here at this college are second to none. And I can't speak highly enough of my time here, and I really don't know where I'd be without it.
And we touched on year 12, as I said, your rugby league career was just put on hold for 12 months, and you decided to have a bit of fun with your mates and play some social footy. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so unfortunately I busted my ankle pretty bad in year 12. Got misdiagnosed for a little bit, ended up having some surgery and that kind of stuff. But it really it really brought the fun back into the football for me, and I suppose the mindset is football is fun, and you never know when your last game's going to be. And again, I was taught that a lot of times throughout my career, but to be able to go back and play with my mates and play with that social side are some of the better memories I have. Obviously my memory's not great, but the parts that I do remember are, playing footy on the oval, playing touch footy on the oval, and my mates that I got to do it with.
You also had a dabble at rugby union, a sport you'd never played before when you were in Year 12. And again, on one leg, and really that was the reality. You ended up making the ISA representative first grade side. How was that?
Yeah, it was really good. My parents, as funny as they were, never let me play rugby union until I come to this school, and there was no other option on weekends. So I got to have a run around, and again, the best part about that was, as you know, I was quite firm in my opinion of rugby union. We won't go into that too much, but the best part of it again was there was another opportunity to play with my mates, another opportunity to see how well I could do at a different sport, and to make the ISA team and to represent this college, no matter what it was. I was very proud to be able to do that and tried to do it to the best of my ability.
We spoke about your NRL career, and 8 games into your career, you played with West Tigers. You signed a great deal with Penrith, well earned. Do you want to go through what happened?
So yeah, after I left school, I played 2 years of under-20s football with the Tigers. I was lucky enough to captain that team in my second year. At the end of that year, I went into the first grade squad. A really good pre-season going in. I busted my knee. As actually a week after I got told I was going to play first grade for the Tigers, I ruptured everything in my knee. Had surgery and was out for the season. I thought back to the time when I hurt my ankle and thought, I can get through this. I'll get through anything. So I got through that. I signed a deal with the Tigers, actually, which I don't tell many people, but I signed a deal with the Tigers that had to be signed by a doctor that said, on the proviso that Sean is able to continue playing rugby league, we'll sign him for another year. So I got through the first 3 months, proved my fitness, and in round 6 of that 2014 season, 2013, sorry, I debuted for the NRL with the West Tigers. I remember it as well as I remember most things. It was at the SCG, so as a cricket fan as a kid, I was walking around the dressing sheds and I saw Don Bradman's signatures. I saw places where Steve Ward sat. I saw places where Glenn McGrath sat. And I still remember walking out of the tunnel, and obviously I was nervous my first game, and I was walking out holding the hand of the little kid. It was Heritage round, so we had to sing the anthem. And I looked out in the middle of the stage, and I saw St. Greg's choir, and they were going to sing the anthem, and I just thought, I'm going to be okay. They're looking after me here. So it was a dream debut, and it's a really hard experience for anyone to sort of ask me what it's like, and it's so difficult. It's like an out-of-body experience, You feel like you're watching yourself on TV, but you're part of it, and that's the best way I can explain it. As you said, I went on to play 8 more games, and towards the end of the year, I met with my manager, I met with Phil Gould, and I signed a 2-year deal out of Penrith, which financially was really good for myself, but really good opportunity as well. And the stuff that Gus was doing at Penrith, I really wanted to be a part of it. So I signed the 2-year deal there, moved out to Penrith, and being a country boy, it felt a lot more like home. I was getting over the city, and being at the foot of the Blue Mountains was really good for me personally as well. First game I came out, I had a really good pre-season. So towards the end of the pre-season, I'd already signed for 2 years, but towards the end of the pre-season we started talking about extending further for 2016, 2017, which is going to be fantastic. I went out and played my first trial against the Tigers and got knocked out. Had missed a week just because of the trial. Come back and got knocked out again and suffered 3 more concussions in a row. From that space, and I'd suffered a lot at the Tigers, a lot of concussions at the Tigers too. So there was obvious concern that my last concussion I just didn't recover from. I'd sit on the bike for 10 minutes and I'd feel tired, have to go sleep. I forgot everything. One of my head knocks I actually, without trying to scare everyone playing football, I actually lost 70% of my eardrum just through my brain moving so much. And the doctors, were sort of saying that's what happens in war, not football. So anyway, they sent me for some tests, and those tests come back really negative. First of all, a heap of cognitive tests, and then went down for some scans in Melbourne, and they weren't good. At that time, I was told that at the age of 22 and 8 months after debuting in the NRL, I could never play rugby league again. So obviously, I didn't take that news very well. It's one thing hurting your ankle and hurting your knee, and from them experience, I'd learn a bit, but to tell me that 22 years of my life has been ripped away. All the thoughts go into your head, why me? Why is this happening? It's not fair. So I decided to in a poor decision. Cut off myself from all my friends, cut off myself from my family, and essentially just laid in bed for 3 weeks, pondering, what am I going to do now? I know we spoke about goals earlier, and I'd always been that goal-driven person. I had 70 written on my wall. That's my target. I had the NRL dream I always wanted to go for, and now I had no goals and no aspirations. I remember sitting there, and I thought back, and this is no word of a lie. I thought back to my time here and the things I'd learnt here, and there were two things that got me out of bed and essentially put my life back on track. One of those things was resilience, and it's a word that gets mentioned a lot, and I'm sure a lot of the students here have heard it a lot. For me, the resilience part was, standing up and just trying to put a positive spin on it again, like I had before. And for whatever reason, I can't explain it. I never will be able to explain. I got out of bed, and the first place I went was Kmart. So I'm a big Kmart fan. And I saw a blackboard there, and it was a little blackboard, about 30 by 30. And I thought, I'm going to write something real inspirational on this. I'm going to get myself back out of a slump. And I took it home, and all I wanted to do was stand it on my bedside table, but there was one that just had a string, so I couldn't even stand it up. So I threw it to the ground, jumped back in bed, and I was filthy again. All the negative thinking in my head was, the world's against me. Anyway, I ended up, the one thing St. Greg's didn't teach me was how to be handy. I'm the least handy man alive. But I found a frame, and I punched the glass out of a frame and glued the blackboard into the frame so it had a backing, so I could stand it there. And I wrote 3 words, which, for a lot of people in this room, they might not mean anything. To me, they mean the world, and they always will. And it was simply find the reason. For me, everyone was telling me along the way, everything happens for a reason, everything happens for a reason. And I really started to hate that saying. And it was a matter of how do I turn that into a positive. And me laying in bed, the reason wasn't going to hit me in the head. I wasn't going to, hopefully it didn't, because I'd probably get knocked out. But the reason wasn't just going to come along in my life. And I think that's the point where I decided to take a stance and be in control of my life. And looking around at all these young, fresh faces, there's no more time when you're in control of your life than right now. And I'd really encourage you to keep control of that life. When you sit there and you let life just flow by, you start going in different directions. For me, that was my goal now. I had a goal, as broad as it sounds, find the reason. Find the reason why this happened, find the reason to get out of bed, and all that kind of stuff. I got out of bed, started going into Penrith offices. I was doing a business degree, which, I'm very grateful for now, my parents and my schooling here, that I was doing a business degree. And I started just telling people to give me a job, like, what can I do? And I did that for 6 months, and then I was about to get offered a job at the Panthers. I was really happy. I was going to take it, jump on it straight away. It was a pretty low-level job, but I just wanted a job. The CEO then, I thought selfishly, took a job at the West Tigers, which I took a couple of days and wasn't real happy about, but he called me on the 3rd day and said, mate, I'm going to the Tigers, I want you to come with me. And gave me a management position there, and I'm really lucky to have that now, but I never would have had that if it wasn't for the resilience that I learned here. The other lesson that I really learned here, and I'm sure, again, you've all heard it before, but you might not just know what it means at this stage, is gratefulness. And I'll never forget, I was sitting there and I was so down on myself, I could never play football again, And then something popped up on my phone, and it was a photo of a guy that I'd actually boarded with here for 3 years. For years 10, 11, 12, my dorm was here, his dorm was here. I don't know if Breno organised that or what it was, but that man was Alex McKinnon. And for me, that rocked me. For me to be able to sit there and say, I can never play football again when Alex can never walk again, it really put the things into perspective for me and made me grateful for everything that I do have, made me grateful for, being able to get out of bed, made me grateful for all the family I have, grateful for, the schooling opportunities I had, grateful for everything I had in my life. And I think we can all do that at times. I think we're pretty quick to get down and think we're in the worst position, but it's not until you see other people in worse positions that you really do see how lucky we are. And I know everyone here is lucky just to be at this school, so we're all in a position to be grateful. And it was the gratefulness and the resilience that I learned here that really put me back on my feet and got me to where I am now. So I really thank yourself, Mr. Miller, and everyone that was here and taught me those lessons along the way.
Just a final question before we wrap. Sean Spence, in 5 years, where are you?
Principal of St. Gregory's. No, I'd love to be. In 5 years, And that's another lesson I learned along the way, is just to take small goals. You know, I had my whole life set out. I was going to play NRL till I was 30, go to England, all that kind of stuff, and party it up. But I've learned to have little steps along the way. And in 5 years, I'm 25 now, and my boss always says, I should be, if I stick to the right path, and hopefully will, an NRL CEO in 10 years. So in 5 years, I'd like to have made a good chunk along the way into that. Whether it is in sport or not, I'm not sure. I do enjoy sport, but the thing I enjoy most now is helping others, and I go back to find the reason. And I think the main reason for it all happening to me, I believe, is that I can come and talk to students and other people about how to get through some tough times and some simple lessons along the way. And if one kid or one parent or anyone in the world just listens and gets something out of it, then that's the reason enough for me, and I'm grateful it happened.
Sean, there's 500-600 people in here. They're listening. They're getting your message, and you're obviously, as a college, we're incredibly proud of the man that you've become. Obviously, on or off the field, it's someone you've always been an inspiration. I know Mr. Miller has used your story many times about a young bloke who was sort of a bit of a loose end when he arrived here at St Greg's. You're left to be the person you are today. We're all very proud of you, and we thank you very much for your time tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Brennan and Mr. Spence. I now call forward Christopher Seaton from Year 7, who will read out an overview of the Year 7 co-curricular accomplishments for 2016. Please welcome Christopher.
You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. My dad went to this school many years ago. I think it was in ancient times, before the PlayStation and the iPad were invented. In that time, the word co-curricular did not exist at St. Gregory's. There was apparently just school and sport. Things have changed a lot since then. Hello everyone, my name is Christopher Seaton, and this is my first year at St. Greg's. When I attended the orientation day, I got really excited about all the extra activities that were on offer, other than schoolwork. Things like public speaking, swimming, chess club, band, show team, and rugby league. Compared to primary school, there were so many places to go, so many choices to make. What would I do? The first thing I tried was swimming. Swimming can be a lonely sport, but not at St. Greg's. The first experience I had was at the St. Greg's Swimming Carnival. It was thrilling and colourful. I liked the fact that everyone participated in chanting and swims. I also got to go to the Mars School Swimming Carnival. I travelled on bus with the team to North Sydney. The carnival was held in a salty pool under the Harbour Bridge, right near Luna Park on a beautiful summer night. There was a lot of excitement in the air, and our team won the carnival for the first time in many years. I was lucky enough to go and represent St. Greg's in the MCS and then the Combined Catholic Colleges team at the state championships in the 50-metre backstroke. I felt very proud to represent St. Gregory's on these occasions. The second thing I really wanted to try was the show team. When I heard the announcement for the first meeting, I was very excited. I gathered my friends and said we must go. The biggest problem I had was trying to find the room where we had to meet. One of my friends, who shall remain unnamed, didn't turn up at all. I think he's still wandering around the school looking for the room. It is such a big place. As part of the show team, I got to go to the Camden show. I had to turn up really early at school and when it was still dark and help load the cattle. I was so excited that we were going to parade these magnificent beasts around the Camden show ring. I couldn't wait till we got there. When we arrived at the showground, the cattle were taken off the truck, washed and brushed down, ready for the show. The older boys told us Year 7 boys that we had special jobs to do today, and I was ready for it. Until they said, "See that shovel over there, boys? It's yours for the day. And see that stuff on the ground? It's your job to scoop it up and get rid of it." We were scooping all day, but we did get to see some of the older boys parade the cattle. After the show was finished, we went home on the bus. We were so proud to contribute in our small way to the success of the show cattle team. And we were so proud how we smelled. but I can't wait until next year when I hand my shovel to the new Year 7s. Cross country and athletics were next. They were both great days, but running up that massive hill in cross country almost killed me. But I suppose it was character building. I got to train with the athletics team in the afternoons and participate in the St. Gregory's Under-12s relay team at the MCS Carnival. St. Greg's has won the carnival for the last 15 years in a row. It was great being part of that team. Presently, I am playing in the Year 7 St. Greg's basketball team. We have some really talented boys in the team and a great coach who actually knows what he's talking about. There are many other co-curricular activities that I want to try in the coming years because I've really enjoyed my experiences so far. I have met a lot of the older boys through these activities. Some of them even remember my name. It seems that the motto of St. Greg's, "What you sow, so shall you reap," really is true. Well, I have to go now, but plenty more choices to make. What will I do? Maybe I'll refer to the words of Dr. Seuss again. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know what you know, and you are the only one who'll decide where to go. Thank you for listening to me, and congratulations to everyone who is receiving an award tonight.
Thank you, Christopher. I now ask our Year 7 Assistant Coordinator, Mrs. Simmons, to the stage to read out the Year 7 students being recognised tonight. Mrs. Simmons will be joined on the stage by our special guest, Mr. Spence.
It gives me great pleasure tonight to acknowledge the achievements of this Year 7 group. They've been a very active group this year. The first person is Nathan Allen, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Country Championship Team, MCF Swimming Team Champions, MCF Touch Football Year 7, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions. Nathan's also been recognised for Year 7 Touch Most Improved Player. Riley Anderson, CSDA Debating, Gordon Fetter Place Public Speaking Competition. Connor Armstrong, ISA Rugby Under 13As, MCS Football Year 7B Grand Finalists. Jack Azugas, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Football Year 7A Semi-Finalists, MCS Touch Football Year 7. Jonathan Bombardieri, CSDA Public Speaking Competition, Gordon Fetter Place Public Speaking Competition, South Coast Public Speaking Competition. Jonathan is also been recognised for the South Coast Public Speaking Competition First Place winner, CSDA Public Speaking Zone finalist, and the Gordon Fetter Place Public Speaking Competition Second Place winner. Jack Borg, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Patrick Boulos, Choir, ISA Rugby 13Bs. Zachary Braithwaite, CSDA Debating. Caden Brincat, MCS Athletics Championship Team. MCS Rugby League Under 13As, Rugby League Under 13 All Schools Knockout. Jaden Brockwell, MCS Tennis Under 13 Premiers. Jaden's also been recognised for Tennis 14-year age co-runner-up. Matthew Canellis, ISA Rugby Under 13A, MCS Rugby League Under 13A, MCS Rugby League Under 13B, Rugby League Under 13 All Schools Knockout. Matthew's also been recognised for Rugby League 13-year B Best Back. Struan Carla, MCS Rugby League Year 7A Semi-Finalist. William Chanter, MCS Rugby League Under 13A. Ty Cretan, MCS Tennis Under 13 Premiers. Ty is also been recognised for Tennis 13 years age co-runner-up. Zachary Clark, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Cross Country Championship Team, MCS Rugby League under 13A, MCS Swimming Team Champions, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions, Rugby League under 13 All Schools Knockout. Lachlan Keneally, ISA Rugby 13Bs, MCF Athletics Championship Team, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions. Riley Cornforth, MCS Rugby League under 13Bs. Jet Cummings, MCS Rugby League under 13Bs and Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Thomas Cusack, All Schools Triathlon Competition, ISA Rugby under 13As, MCF's AFL under 14 Grand Finalist, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Thomas has also been recognised for ISA Rugby Union 13-Year A Player of the Year and ISA Rugby Union 13-Year A Captain. James Davey, MCS Rugby League under 13A, Rugby League under 13 All Schools Knockout. Ethan Davies, All Schools Triathlon Competition, MCS Championship Team. Fletcher Davies, MCS Rugby League under 13A, Rugby League under 13 All Schools Knockout. Joshua D'Souza, ISA Rugby 13B, Show and Cattle and Sheep Team. Eric Damasi, Band. Joshua Dengate, MCS Football Year 7A Semi-Finalist, MCS Touch Football Year 7. Jake Dermatasi, MCS Golf Championship Runner-Up, MCS Golf Under 13 Team Event. William Duna, All Schools Triathlon Competition, MCS Rugby League Under 13Bs. Tobin E, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Rugby League Under 13A, Rugby League Under 13 All Schools Knockout. Harry Ellis, ISA Rugby 13B, MCS Chess Championship. Jordan Lee Estefan, Band. Fraser Eva, ISA Rugby 13Bs. Dylan Fabrash, MCS Rugby League Under 13A, Rugby League Under 13 All Schools Knockout. Hayden Ferguson, MCF Athletics Championship Team, MCS Rugby League Under 13Bs. Isaac Gallagher, ISA Rugby 13B, MCS Football Year 7 Grand Finalist, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Isaac's also been recognised for ISA Rugby Union 13 Year B Best Back. Harrison Gee, MCS Football Year 7B Grand Finalist. Harrison Gelder, MCS Football Year 7A Semi-Finalist, MCS Touch Football Year 7. William Gabrowski, All Schools Triathlon Competition, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Rugby League Under 13. William's also been recognised for Rugby League 13 Year A Most Improved Player. Angelo Gresh, MCS Rugby League Under 13B, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Jed Verich, MCS AFL Under 14 Round Finalist, MCS Championship Team, MCS Cross Country Championship Team, MCS Football Year 7A Semi-Finalist, and Jed has also been recognised for Football Year 7A Coaches Award. Lucas Hakapan, MCS Athletics Championship Team, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Tristan Hardiman, MCS Golf Championship Runner-Up, MCS Golf Under 12 Team Event, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Braden Humphrey, ISA 13 Rugby 13Bs, MCS Golf Championship Runner-Up, MCS Golf Under 12 Team Event, and Braden's also been recognised for Golf 12-Year Age Champion. Noah Ingleton, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Tennis Under 13 Premiers, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Noah's also been recognised for Tennis 13-Year Age Co-Runner-Up. Jet Jarrett, ISA Rugby Under 13A. Xander Jeffrey, Indigenous Dance Troupe, MCS Chess Championship. Emmanuel Kandakakis, MCS Rugby League Under 13A, MCS Touch Football Rugby League Under 13 All Schools Knockout, Touch Year 7 Captain, Rugby League 13-Year Captain. Bryce Kerr, MCS Rugby League Under 13A, MCS Rugby League under 13B, Rugby League under 13 All Schools Knockout. Jacob Kerisk, All Schools Triathlon Competition, ISA under 13A, MCS AFL under 14 Grand Final, MCS Football Year 7A Semi-Finalist, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Alexander Kerrin, ISA Rugby 13B, ISA Rugby Union 13 Year B Most Improved Player. Joshua LaPlane, All Schools Triathlon Competition, ISA Rugby 13B, MCS Football Year 7B Grand Finalist. Joshua's also been recognised for ISA Rugby Union 13B Best Forward. Luke Luguici, CDSA Debating. Nick Lepresti, Band, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Vic Lepresti, Band, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Joshua Lowe, ISA Rugby under 13A. Christian Lustry, CSDA Debating. Evan Limberis, MCS Football Year 7A semi-finalist. James Macri, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, MCS Football Year 7 Grand Finalist. James has also been recognised for the Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition Encouragement Award winner. Leo Malasilia, Choir, ISA Rugby under 13A. Patrick Malloy, CSDA Debating. Blair Mangan, Choir. Connor Mangian, CSDA Debating. Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, MCS Swimming Team Champions, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions, South Coast Public Speaking Competition. Connor's also been recognised for South Coast Public Speaking Competition second place winner, and the Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition third place winner. Zachary Maxwell, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Athletics Representative, MCS Cross Country Championship Team, MCS Rugby League under 13Bs, MCS Swimming Team Champions, MCS Touch Football Year 7, North Shore Invitation Swimming Carnival Champions, Show and Cattle Team. And Zachary has also been recognised for Athletics Year 12 Age Champion and Cross Country 12-Year Age Champion. I think I need a breath. Lachlan McInerney, CSDA Debating, CSDA Public Speaking Competition, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, ISA Rugby under 13A, Maris Oratory, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions, South Coast Public Speaking Competition, and Lachlan's also recognised for ISA Rugby Union 13-Year A Most Improved Player, the Maris Oratory First Place winner, and CSDA Public Speaking Zone finalist, and the Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition First Place winner. Matthew Meredith, MCS Football Year 7B Grand Finalist. Harrison Mikulik, MCS Football Year 7A Semi-Finalist. Alexander Mullen, MCS AFL Under 14 Grand Finalist. MCS Football Year 7B Grand Finalist. Alexander's also been recognised for Year 7B Captain. Dougal Mullen, ISA Rugby 13B, MCS Country Championship Team, Show Cattle and Sheep Team, and Dougal's also been recognised for ISA Rugby Union 13-Year B Captain. Harrison Nan, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Rugby League Under 13A, Rugby League Under 13 All Schools Knockout, and Harrison's also been recognised for the Rugby League 13A Best Back. Zyrus Navales, MCS Tennis Under 12 Premiers. Zyrus has also been recognised for Tennis 12 Years Age Champion. Harrison Nemus, CSDA Debating, ISA Rugby 13A. Josh Newell, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Rugby League Under 13A, Rugby League Under 13 All Schools Knockout. Jarden Norrie, MCS Rugby League Under 13A, Rugby League Under 13 All Schools Knockout. Che Orris, MCS Year 7A football semi-finalist. Aidan Patuco, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition. Declan Price, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Athletics Representative, MCS Cross Country Championship Team, MCS Football Year 7A Semi-Finalist, MCS Swimming Team Champions, MCF Touch Football Year 7, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions. Ben Quinnell, Band, MCS Football Year 7B Grand Finalist. Benjamin's also been recognised for Year 7B Most Improved Player. Dominic Rajasic, MCS Football Year 7B Grand Finalist. North Shore Invitation Swimming Carnival Champions. Charlie Redman, MCS Rugby League Under 13A, Rugby League Under 13 All Schools Knockout. Charlie's also been recognised for Rugby League 13 Year A Player of the Year. Connor Rochester, All Schools Triathlon Competition, ISA Under 13A. Nicholas Rolls, MCS Football Year 7A Semi-Finalist. Jack Rule, ISA Rugby Under 13A, MCS AFL Under 14 Grand Finalist, MCS Rugby League Under 13B, MCS Tennis Under 12 Premiers, Rugby League Under 13 All Schools Knockout, and Jack's also been recognised for Tennis 12 Years Age Co-Runner-Up. Okay, Steve Sabu Madapan, MCS Chess Championship. Dylan Scanlon, MCS Tennis Under 12 Premiers. Dylan's also recognised for Tennis 12-Year Age Group Co-Runner-Up. Luke Schofield, ISA Rugby 13B, Musical Chorus, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Championship. Ryan Searle, ISA Rugby Under 13A, MCS AFL Under 14 Grand Finalist. Christopher Seaton, CCC Representative Swimming, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Swimming Representative, MCS Swimming Tennis Champions, North Shore Individual Swimming Carnival Champions, Show Cattle and Sheep Team, and Christopher's also been recognised for Swimming 12 Years Age Champion. Lachlan Sheens, ISA Rugby Under 13A. Lachlan has also been recognised for ISA Rugby Union Under 13 Year B Player of the Year. Jacob Shortland, Football Year 7B Coaches Award. Jack Stewart, MCS Cross Country Championship Team. Zach Stewart, All Schools Triathlon Competition, MCS Football Year 7B Grand Finalist. Bailey Sutis, MCS AFL Under 14 Grand Finalist, MCS Football Year 7A Semi-Finalist. Liam Sutton, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Cross Country Championship Team, MCS Rugby League Under 13A, MCS Cricket Year 7 and 8A Premiers, and Liam's also been recognised for Cross Country 13 Year Age Champion, Athletics 13 Year Age Champion. Christopher Tachira, MCS Rugby League Under 13A, MCS Rugby League Under 13B, Rugby League Under 13 All Schools Knockout, Show Cattle and Sheep Team, and Christopher's also been recognised for Rugby League 13 Year B Best Forward. Riley Underwood, Band, Choir, ISA Rugby 13B, Musical Chorus. Nicholas Valdemanis, Choir. Callum Van Dynson, MCS Athletic Championship Team. Cipriano Valher, ISA Rugby Under 13A, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Rugby League Under 13A, Rugby League Under 13 All Schools Knockout, and Cipriano is also been recognised for ISA Rugby Union 13 Year A Best Forward. Thomas Wegener, MCS Tennis Under 13 Premiers. Toby Weston, MCS Rugby League Under 13A, MCS Rugby League Under 13B. Jed Whalen, MCS Rugby League Under 13B. Nicholas Watmore, MCS AFL Under 14 Grand Finalist, MCS Football Year 7A Semi-Finalist. Connor White, ISA Rugby 13B, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Jack Williams, MCS Rugby League Under 13B. Ben Wilson, MCS Rugby League Under 13B, MCS Touch Football Year 7. William Windsor, Band, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Cross Country Championship Team, MCS Football Year 7B Grand Finalists, MCS Swimming Team Champions, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions, and William's also been recognised for Swimming 13-year age champion. Samuel Zurab, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Joshua Young, MCS Football Year 7B Grand Finalist. Alex Uni, All Schools Triathlon Competition. Joshua Yu, MCS Cross Country Championship Team, MCS Touch Football Year 7. Congratulations once again to all our Year 7 boys on a wonderful year of participation.
Thank you to Mr. Simmons and Mr. Spence. Tonight, our Year 7 band will be performing I Want You Back. Please welcome the band. Thank you to Miss Ray and the Year 7 band. I now call forward Anthony Robertson from Year 8, who will read out an overview of the Year 8 co-curricular accomplishments for 2016. Please welcome Anthony.
Good evening, Mr. Miller, special guests, brothers, college staff, parents, and my fellow students of St Gregory's College. 2016 was a busy and exciting year for the co-curricular life of the college. Outstanding efforts saw many boys participate in a range of activities throughout the year. We gather tonight to recognise the young men in Year 7 and 8 and their determination they have put in. In recapping the co-curricular achievements of Year 8, I will highlight some of the most memorable moments of 2016. The year started with the summer sports of basketball, cricket and swimming. Our year group did very well in these sports, with a notable performance by the Year 8A cricket team taking out the MCS Premiership. In swimming, we were the MCS champions and also the winners at the North Shore Carnival, an amazing achievement of which the Year 8 participants should be very proud. In Term 2, the rugby league and football teams played in the MCS competitions in what was an amazing effort by both codes. In rugby league, all teams did well from both under 13s and 14s. This resulted in the under 14A side placing second in the whole tournament. A very successful football season saw both teams make the grand finals in each of their respective divisions. The Year 8A team then proceeded on to win the championships. A number of Year 8 students also competed in the ISA Rugby Union and basketball competitions. All of the teams represented the college to the best of their ability wherever they went, including the country towns of Bathurst and Orange. An impressive performance by the under 14 Rugby Union team resulted in the side taking out the premiership. As the season progressed, Year 8 represented the college in the Term 3 sports of AFL and touch football, where we did extremely well. The under 14s AFL side managed to score a place in the grand finals of the competition, where they earned the title of runners-up. Throughout the year, we have also participated in athletics and cross-country carnivals, as well as tennis, golf, chess, and show cattle. As usual, the school dominated in all of these co-curricular activities. We took out the championship in athletics, cross-country, and MCS tennis, as well as placing second in the golf tournament. In another important aspect of our co-curricular life at the college, Year 8 performing arts students demonstrated what a talented year group we really are. This year, we had many boys from Year 8 join the college band or choir, astonishing us every time we heard their performances at college assemblies. Year 8 also represented the college in a number of debating and public speaking events throughout the year. In the CSDA public speaking competition, one student in Year 8 made it through to the finals. In debating, the Year 8B team progressed through to the semi-finals of the whole competition. This is an outstanding achievement considering that there were over 70 teams at the beginning of the tournament, and our 8Bs made it to the Final Four. Overall, Year 8 has had a great year representing the college in all of these co-curricular events. I would like to thank all the staff who have coached, managed, or assisted in any of these activities throughout the year. Without you, none of these events would take place. Also, a special thank you to Mr. Lance and the college administration staff who have put in so many hours to make this night of recognition possible. To our parents who have supported us all throughout the year by dropping us off to school very early at times, picking us up after training, washing our uniforms, and to the boarding parents who have travelled long distances to watch your sons play sport. Thank you. Finally, congratulations to all the boys who gave it a go and got involved. Whether or not you achieve success, the mateship that comes from us all participating together adds to the richness of our school life. And I would encourage you to continue this hard work and wonderful effort again next year. Well done, Year 8.
Thank you, Anthony. I now ask our Year 8 coordinator, Ms. Keir, to come forward and announce the co-curricular achievements for our Year 8 group for 2016, and Mr. Spence to present the awards. Please make welcome Ms. Keir and Mr. Spence.
I'd just like to start by thanking Anthony for the overview that he gave of Year 8. He wrote that all himself, and the only help I gave him was to give him some of what the highlights were, so he put that together all himself. So I just wanted to thank him for that. And I also just wanted to take this opportunity just to express, how truly proud I am of this Year 8 group. They've showed strengths in a number of areas and not just on the sports field, so congratulations to them as well. Okay, Harrison Barnett, MCS Cricket, Year 7 8B. Elijah Barry, ISA Basketball Under 13 Competition, MCS AFL Under 14 Grand Finalist, MCS Basketball Year 8. Daniel Beattie, MCS Cricket Year 7 8B team. Cooper Beltrami, Band, MCS Swimming Team Champions, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions. Blake Brown, ISA Rugby, 13Bs. Owen Brunetta, MCS Football, Year 8A Premiers. Robbie Carbuncle, Band, MCS Tennis Under 13 Premiers, Tennis 13-year age champion, junior band member. Joshua Campbell, MCS Cricket Year 7 8A Premiers. Joshua is also being recognised for the Cricket Year 7 8A Player of the Year and Cricket Year 7 8A Captain. Thomas Campbell, MCS Athletics Championship Team. Ethan Clancy, All Schools Triathlon Competition, MCS Cricket Year 7B, MCS Football Year 8B Grand Finalist. Ethan is also being recognised for Cricket Year 7 8B Captain. Kieran Cook, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Rugby League Under 14A Grand Finalist, MCS Rugby League Under 14B, MCS Touch Football Year 8, Rugby League Under 14 All Schools Knockout. Kieran is also being recognised for Rugby League 14-year B Player of the Year and Rugby League 14-year B Captain. Hayden Cortis, MCS Cricket Year 7 8B, MCS Swimming Representative, MCS Swimming Team Champions, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions. Hayden is also being recognised for Cricket Year 7 8B Best Bowler. Callan Crawford, ISA Rugby Under 14A Premiers. Oliver Darmody, ISA Rugby Under 14A Premiers, MCS Cricket Year 7 8B. Luke Davis, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. David DeVekis, All Schools Triathlon Competition, CSDA Debating, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Football Year 8A Premiers, MCS Touch Football Year 8. Luke Dean, MCS Football Year 8B Grand Finalist. Luke is also being recognised for Football Year 8B Most Improved Player. Ryan Evans, All Schools Triathlon Competition, MCS Rugby League Under 14A Grand Finalist, MCS Swimming Representative, MCS Swimming Team Champions, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions, Rugby League Under 14 All Schools Knockout. Ryan is also being recognised for Rugby League 14-year A Best Forward. Jeremiah Fisher, CSDA Debating, ISA Basketball Under 13 Competition, ISA Rugby Under 14A Premiers, MCS Rugby League Under 14Bs, MCS Touch Football Year 8. Fred Fletcher, All Schools Triathlon Competition, ISA Basketball Under 13 Competition, ISA Rugby Under 14A Premiers, MCS AFL Under 14 Grand Finalists, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Athletics Representative, MCS Basketball Year 8, MCS Cross Country Championship Team, MCS Rugby League Under 14A Grand Finalist, Rugby League Under 14 All Schools Knockout, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Fred is also being recognised for Basketball Year 8 Open's Most Improved Player, Athletics 14 Year Age Champion, and ISA Rugby Under 14A Best Bat. Benjamin Fowler, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Rugby League Under 14A Grand Finalist, Rugby League Under 14A All Schools Knockout. Hayden Goodwin, MCS Golf Championship Runners-Up. Jack Grant, All Schools Triathlon Competition, MCS Cricket Year 7-8B Team. Flynn Grahala, ISA Basketball Under 13 Competition, ISA Rugby Under 13As, MCS Basketball Year 8, MCS Swimming Representative, MCS Swimming Team Champions, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions. Brian Dunethy, Choir, MCS Cricket Year 7-8A Premiers, Cricket Year 7-8A Best Bowler. Sean Hansen, All Schools Triathlon Competition, MCS Cross Country Championship Team, MCS Football Year 8A Premiers. Martin Henry, Band. James Hilton, All Schools Triathlon Competition, CSDA Debating, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, Marist Oratory, MCS Chess Championship, MCS Football Year 8A Premiers. James is also being recognised for Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition First Place Winner, Football Year 8A Captain. Max Giuliano, CSDA Debating, MCS Football Year 8A Premiers. Max Moon is also being recognised for debating semi-finalist. Blake Jedowski, MCS AFL Under 14 Grand Finalist, MCS Rugby League Under 13A, Rugby League Under 13 All Schools Knockout. Blake is also being recognised for AFL 14-Year Coaches Award. Ryan Kidd, MCS Football Year 8A Premiers. Ryan is also being recognised for Football Year 8A Player of the Year. Max Lawson, ISA Rugby Under 14A Premiers, MCS Rugby League Under 14B, MCS Touch Football Year 8. Max is also being recognised for Touch Year 8 Most Improved Player. Charlie Lennon, ISA Rugby Under 14A Premiers, MCS Rugby League Under 14A Grand Finalist, MCS Touch Football Year 8. Charlie is also being recognised for ISA Rugby Union 14-Year A Player of the Year and ISA Rugby Union 14-Year A Captain. Joshua Lacascio, MCS Chess Championship. Matthew Lynch, MCS Football Year 8B Grand Finalist, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Christopher Malone, Band, Choir, Musical Chorus. Christopher is also being recognised for the Choir Junior Award and the Musical Junior Award. Samuel Maxwell, MCS Rugby League Under 13As, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions, Rugby League Under 13 All Schools Knockout, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Hamish McCarthy, ISA Rugby 13Bs, MCS Chess Championship, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions. Benjamin McDermott, All Schools Triathlon Competition, MCS Cricket Year 7-8B, MCS Cross Country Championship Team, MCS Football Year 8B Grand Finalist. Cameron McDonald, CSDA Debating, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, MCS Football Year 8A Premiers. Cameron is also being recognised for debating semi-finalist, the Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition Third Place winner. Blake McKenna, All Schools Triathlon Competition, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, MCS Basketball Year 8, MCS Cross Country Championship Team, MCS Swimming Team Champions, South Coast Public Speaking Competition. Blake is also being recognised for Basketball Year 8 Opens captain. Harrison Mitchell, All Schools Triathlon Competition, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, ISA Rugby Under 13As, MCS AFL Under 14 Grand Finalists, MCS Athletics Championship Team, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Harrison is also being recognised for the ISA Rugby Union 13 Year A Best Back. Jackson Morrissey, MCS Football Year 8B Grand Finalist. Jackson is also being recognised for Football Year 8B Player of the Year. Lindsay Munro, Indigenous Dance Troupe, ISA Basketball Under 13 Competition, ISA Rugby Under 14A Premiers, MCS Rugby League Under 14A Grand Finalists, MCS Rugby League Under 14Bs, MCS Touch Football Year 8, Rugby League Under 14 All Schools Knockout. Lindsay's also being recognised for Year 8 Touch Football Player of the Year and the Year 8 Touch Football Captain. Sorry, I stopped a bit early there. Lindsay's also being recognised for Rugby League Under 14 Year B Best Back. Chadra Navalis, MCS Chess Championship, MCS Rugby League Under 13B. Jack Nicholson, ISA Basketball Under 13 Competition, ISA Rugby Under 14A Premiers, MCS AFL Under 14 Grand Finalists, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Rugby League Under 14Bs, MCS Swimming Team Champions, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions. Jack is also being recognised for the ISA Basketball 13-Year Most Improved Player, AFL 14-Year Most Improved Player, Rugby League 14-Year B Most Improved Player, ISA Rugby Union 14A Best Forward, and ISA Rugby Union 14-Year A Captain. Jake Obad, MCS Football Year 8B Grand Finalist. Jack Pascoe, MCS Basketball Year 8, MCS Rugby League Under 13B. Jack is also being recognised for Rugby League 13-Year B Player of the Year, Rugby League 13-Year B Captain. Jamie Fair, MCS Basketball Year 8. Adam Phillips, MCS Football Year 8A Premiers. Adam is also being recognised for Football Year 8A Coaches Award. Kaylin Phipps, ISA Basketball Under 13 Competition, ISA Rugby Under 14A Premiers, MCS Touch Football Year 8. Darcy Pullen, All Schools Triathlon Competition, ISA Basketball Under 13 Competition, MCS Basketball Year 8, MCS Swimming Representative, MCS Swimming Team Champions, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions. Darcy is also being recognised for ISA Basketball 13-Year Player of the Year, Swimming 14-Year Age Champion, Basketball Year 8 Opens Player of the Year. Julian Rafalo, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Anthony Robinson, CSDA Debating, CSDA Public Speaking Competition, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, ISA Rugby Under 13As, MCS Cricket Year 7 8A Premiers, MCS Football Year 8B Grand Finalists. Anthony is also being recognised for CSDA Public Speaking Finalist, CSDA Public Speaking Zone Finalist, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition Encouragement Award. Carl Rushworth, Band, CSDA Debating, CSDA Public Speaking Competition, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition, MCS AFL Under 14 Grand Finalists, MCS Cricket Year 7 8A Premiers. Carl is also being recognised for CSDA Public Speaking Zone Finalists, Debating Semi-Finalist, Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition Second Place Winner. Cody Salter, All Schools Triathlon Competition, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Athletics Representative, MCS Cross Country Championship Team, MCS Cross Country Representative, MCS Football Year 8A Premiers, New South Wales All Schools Athletics Representative, New South Wales All Schools Triathlon Representative, New South Wales CCC Cross Country Representative. Cody is also being recognised for Cross Country 14-year age champion. Ethan Schroeder, MCS Golf Championship Runners-Up, MCS Golf Under 13 Team Event, MCS Swimming Team Champions, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions. Matteo Surratt, MCS Cricket Year 7 8A Premiers, MCS Football Year 8B Grand Finalists. Daniel Siciliano, MCS Football Year 8A Premiers. Blair Smart, MCS Football Year 8B Grand Finalists. Charlie Smith, MCS Football Year 8A Premiers. Harry Stewart, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Anthony Tomasella, All Schools Triathlon Competition, MCS Football Year 8A Premiers. Anthony is also being recognised for Football Year 8A Most Improved Player. Brandon Troy, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Cruz Tweedy, All Schools Triathlon Competition, ISA Rugby Under 14A Premiers, MCS AFL Under 14 Grand Finalists, MCS Cricket Year 7 8B, MCS Rugby League Under 14A Grand Finalists, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions, Rugby League Under 14 All Schools Knockout. Alexio Valher, ISA Rugby Under 14A Premiers, MCS Athletics Championship Team, MCS Rugby League Under 14A Grand Finalists, Rugby League Under 14 All Schools Knockout. Lachlan Vella, MCS Cricket Year 7 8A Premiers. Lachlan is also being recognised for Cricket Year 7 8A Most Improved Player. Chandler Villanueva, Choir, MCS Basketball Year 8. Angus Wallace, MCS Rugby League Under 14Bs. Daniel Watkin, ISA Rugby Under 14A Premiers, MCS AFL Under 14 Grand Finalists, MCS Rugby League Under 14B, Show Cattle and Sheep Team. Michael Whittle, MCS Cricket Year 7 8A Premiers. John T. Young, All Schools Triathlon Competition, MCS Football Year 8B Grand Finalists. Michael Zapier, ISA Rugby Under 14A Premiers, MCS Basketball Year 8. Michael is also being recognised for ISA Rugby Union 14-year A Most Improved Player. If you could please congratulate the Year 8 award winners.
Thank you to Ms. Keir and to Mr. Spence, and congratulations to our Year 8 award winners. I would now like to call forward Mr. Brennan and Mr. Spence to present our Year 7 and 8 Sportsmen of the Year and All-Rounder of the Year awards. So please make welcome Mr. Brennan and Mr. Spence.
Thank you, and I'd like to obviously congratulate all boys receiving awards tonight. There's obviously a lot of boys to get through, and I thank the parents for their patience in the heat and for the boys for their behaviour, and they're going to continue to sit up straight for the next 10 or 15 minutes or so until the evening concludes. We'll start with the Year 7 All-Rounder Award, and this is done on a points basis. Boys get allocated a particular number of points for the activities that they're involved in. And the All-Rounder of the Year is obviously involved in both the cultural and sporting life of the college. The Year 7 All-Rounder for 2016 was involved in CDSA debating, CDSA public speaking, the Gordon Feder Place public speaking competition, the ISA Rugby Under 13A, the Marist Oratory competition, the North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions, the South Coast Public Speaking Competition, received the Most Improved Player in ISA Rugby Union under 13A. His oratory performance at the Maris Oratory Competition got him first place. He was a zone finalist in the CDSA Public Speaking, and he won the Year 7 competition of the Gordon Feder Place Public Speaking Competition. I'd like to invite forward the Year 7 all-rounder for 2016, Lachlan McInerney. Our Year 7 Sportsman of the Year was a person involved in the MCS Athletics Championship Team, the MCS Athletics Representative, MCS Cross Country Championship Team, MCS Rugby League under 13B, MCS Swimming Team Champions, MCS Touch Football Year 7, North Shore Invitational Swimming Carnival Champions, Show Cattle and Sheep Team, was the Athletics 12-year age champion, was the 12-year age champion also for cross country, and that man is Zachary Maxwell. Moving to Year 8, the Year 8 All-Rounder of the Year for 2016. Was involved in CDSA debating, CDSA public speaking, the Gordon Feder Place public speaking competition, ISA Rugby under 13A, MCS Cricket Year 7 and 8A Premiers, MCS Football Year 8B Grand Finalists. He was a finalist in the CDSA public speaking, a zone finalist in the CDS public speaking, and received the Encouragement Award at the Gordon Feder Place public speaking competition. He also did a wonderful job in recognising the achievements of Year 8 this evening, and that person is Anthony Robinson. Finally, the Year 8 Sportsman of the Year. This young man represented the college at the All Schools Triathlon competition. Was part of the MCS Athletics Championship team. Was also a representative of that association, the MCS. He was in the MCS Cross Country Championship team, and then also represented MCS at the cross country. He was part of the Year 8A football premiership winning side. He went on to represent New South Wales in athletics, the triathlon, and New South Wales CCC cross country. He was also the age champion here at the college, and it's with great pleasure the Year 8 Sportsman of the Year is Cody Salter. As Cody's coming up again, I congratulate obviously the 4 boys being recognised for their outstanding achievements, but just as importantly, all of the boys that have made a contribution to the life outside of the classroom this evening, be it one event or be it 10 in some aspects. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you as Year 8 and Year 9 boys representing the college next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brennan and Mr. Spence, and congratulations to our major award winners. I would now like to call forward Mr. Lance to present the special representative awards for the evening. Please make welcome Mr. Lance.
We're here to recognize some very special boys. This young man has gone on to represent New South Wales Combined Catholic College in the sport of swimming. Would you come forward, please, Christopher Seaton? Well done. This young man has already been recognized for great sporting success, but we have a little bit more honor to be presenting him to him. New South Wales Combined Catholic College Athletics, New South Wales All Schools Athletics, New South Wales Combined Catholic Colleges Cross Country, New South Wales All Schools Combined Cross Country Representative, and further, the Metropolitan Catholic Schools Junior Sportsman of the Year, Cody Salter.
Congratulations to these boys and thank you to Mr. Lance. I now call forward our college headmaster, Mr. Miller, to address us this evening. Please welcome Mr. Miller.
Ladies and gentlemen of the college, good evening and welcome, and thank you very much for coming along to support your sons here tonight. Firstly, I'd just like to acknowledge Ms. Veron, who's been working with Mr. Brennan, and she's been responsible for putting all these certificates and awards together. And as you could appreciate tonight, hearing that litany that's gone on, and I think it's been an hour and 15 minutes, so there's a lot of work to go into that and make sure we get it right. So I'd like to thank her and Mr. Brennan because they've really brought tonight together very much. I'd also like to thank the staff for coming along tonight, and there are many staff here who have come along to help us. And at times, it's always handy to have someone down the back to sort of act as polyfiller when they see something go wrong. And I was very appreciative when I saw we were a bit short on chairs down the back, how some people just jumped in and got them all out. So thank you very much to those people down the back. Also to our guest here tonight, Mr. Spence, I'd like to thank him for coming along. He gets many calls on his time, I'm sure, especially in that position he's in at the moment. But we were very fortunate to have him come along. He actually came along a couple of weeks ago and spoke at the board's formal dinner. And he gave the same message, but it was in a speech. And you could have heard a pin drop in the room that night as well. So I just asked Jack to present Mr. Spence with a token of our appreciation. So I'd like to thank you very much for coming along. I did have a fantastic story to share with you, but I think I'll throw it out because I really think the story's down here in front of us tonight. Just listening and seeing to what's been taking place here tonight's incredible. I mean, Mr. Lance looks after our sport side of life, and then also we have our debating, public speaking, show cattle, our chess, and the musical side of life as well with the band, and also our show, of course. And these gentlemen have really taken up the challenge of it. And when you look at what the Year 12s have left us this year as a legacy, if you just look at it from the point of view, the fact that with our basketball we made the semi-finals in first grade, cricket, they won the MCS, the Downie Shield, they're in the last four of the All Schools, and they also won the Marist Carnival in Melbourne earlier in the year. You look at our soccer, first grade they won the Premiership, Rugby League they won the Premiership. Both of those teams also made the semi-finals of the CCC comp, and our Rugby League side made the last 8 of the GIO Cup. You look at our AFL, we won the Under-17 AFL final as well. You move into our one-day sports, first in swimming, athletics, cross-country, tennis and second in golf. Move across to show cattle and sheep. We came first in the National Sheep Show in Bendigo. One of our Year 12 boys got us the medals there. We've also been to the Easter Show, Canberra Show, and we've either come second or first against commercial breeders in those areas as well. You move past that, you go into the musical. As many of you know, we had the musical this year up at St Pat's, and it was a great success. And it's always promoted along with our band, as many of you would have heard out there tonight. And I think with our rostrum public speaking, where we had 2 boys in the final, one from the junior and one from the senior in the state finals, we also had a boy in the Quota International state final this year. Our debating, the Year 12s made the last 8 across Sydney. So when you look at our co-curricular program outside of school, they've done very well. These gentlemen in front of us are the hope of the future. We've heard many positive things about them tonight and the talents that they have. We've heard some boys have a litany, we've heard some boys have one talent. And it's most important that you develop that talent. It doesn't matter what it is. When I look at the confidence that I've seen here tonight, the fact that young Mr. Seaton can get up here and give that delivery he gave in Year 7 in front of 500 or 600 people here, and the confidence he could do that with. Then we saw Mr. Robinson come across, and he virtually was moving from the page to looking at you. People remark on the fact that I can do it without notes, but I cannot read something, look up, and I'd be worried I'd lose my spot. He didn't miss a beat there tonight. So the confidence he demonstrated with that again was amazing. Then I swing over here to our band. I was expecting the Year 12s to come out when I saw it all set up. And yet here we've got the junior band coming through who are very talented. And I think it's one thing when you see our band out the back, there's a senior, a middle and a junior. So that cycle is coming through. I was up at the sports dinner committee before I came down, and they were reviewing the sports dinner night that we had. And they were talking about the standard of entertainment they provided. Those who were at the sports dinner or the 90th, you would remember I think they were called the band room, our 4 Year 12 boys who got up and sang. And they were making the comment that much of the feedback that came back to us was so positive that we didn't really need the professional act. If we just used the Year 12s, people would have been very satisfied with that for the sports dinner. And then they said, well, the talent tends to ebb and flow from year to year, so most probably couldn't get the talent up again next year. Those who were at the sports dinner might remember the 5 who were up the front here did the opening number, and they were very good. And the fact is, I don't think our talent goes like that. I think it just keeps coming through. When I heard that rendition over there tonight and I looked at the faces were there, I thought, yep, the future's in really good hands. And I think, gentlemen, the fact that you have turned up tonight and had that litany of things written and said about you speaks about commitment. And it was one of the things about Sean when he was here. The fact that he used to be down on that oval of a morning in the winter and it was pitch black, and because of his ankle was so bad he had to get it back up, and he used to train every morning at 6 o'clock down there, and that held him in good stead for his sport. Then you look at what he did with his academic, and he'll tell you himself, when the boarders went home at the end of term 3, came back at the start of term 4, he came back and didn't want to go home between exams. He stayed here, he had a study timetable, he was committed to it, and he stuck to it. And that's how he got the 96. So the commitment is the most important thing. You've proved it by what you've got in front of you tonight. And as long as you keep that commitment coming through, keep developing your talent, and demonstrate that confidence I've seen here tonight, the future's in really good hands. So congratulations, gentlemen, and thank you to the parents for coming along and supporting it again tonight.
I'd also like to thank the parents and the students for your attendance tonight and the support in this evening, and I hope you all have a good night.